Hi, Riam. Let's see how you did in your writing. Okay, first of all, measles, chickenpox, or scarlet fever? Question mark. Maybe you want to use the exact same title. So differential diagnosis: measles, chickenpox, and scarlet fever. That's okay. Okay, so measles, chickenpox, and scarlet fever are three dissimilar pediatric diseases. They are not dissimilar. They are very similar, in fact. Pediatric diseases that exhibit extremely similar symptoms. Okay. I think, you know, most nurses know this, yeah? So you should say something like, as you know. Um, Anyways, as visiting nurses, the importance of distinguishing between them is most certainly unhidden from you. Okay, I see. Okay, unhidden is not the exact right word. Maybe it's most certainly um, obvious to you, maybe. Using differential diagnosis, these three illnesses should be easy to set apart. Good. Okay, to begin with, what all these three diseases have in common is the appearance of the rash. Good. Um, okay, sorry for that interruption. Okay, so in common is appearance of rash. However, the specifications of rash. Okay, so I think you need to be more specific than specifications of the rash. You should be talking about you should have a topic sentence that says you're talking about the appearance of the rash. Okay, so talk about that. Okay. Okay, so let's see. Specifications of rash, distinguish between them. In measles, it takes the rash is about 3 to 4 days. Okay, to start appearing. Okay, so we're talking about the appearance, and now you're talking about how long it takes to appear. It's not exactly the same thing, right? Which is not the case in chickenpox and scarlet fever. As for the location, okay, so now you're talking about the location. So I think you should have a paragraph for each, the location and how the rash looks, okay? As for the location in measles, the rash tends to be behind the ears. I think you want to say starts from behind the ears and the trunk and legs. In chickenpox, it appears in the trunk, mucous membrane, palms, hands, and soles of feet. And as you know, in scarlet fever, the site includes the neck, trunk. Okay, I'm not sure if they would know this, to be honest. In each of these three disease, the appearance of the rash differs. Okay. Okay, that's sort of an obvious statement. You know, you're over the word count, so I think you're being a little bit wordy in the way that you describe that. Okay. I think you need to be a little bit more to the point and a little bit, briefer. In measles, it looks like red spots, while small pink to red spots appear in chickenpox and 1 to 2 millimeter bumps in scarlet fever. Okay, so this should also be a new paragraph. These rashes may undergo changes for example, in chickenpox, small spots become rough. So again, this should be a new paragraph, I think, because you're talking about the changes here. Chickenpox, the small spots become rough and then blister, whereas scarlet fever, the red bumps, they become red bumps, I think is what you want to say. Joined together, in measles, the rashes are not itchy, unlike, okay, so again, this should be a new paragraph. Okay, finally, in chickenpox, the rashes remain for 1 to 3 weeks and only 4 to 5 days in scarlet fever. Okay. I hope this article has been beneficial to you. Okay, this is not exactly a great conclusion, okay? The conclusion should say something about you, so hopefully you have the knowledge now to distinguish between these diseases by looking at where the spots or where the rash starts and how it progresses. And if it's itchy or not, that's another indicator. Okay, so I think you did a pretty good job describing everything. I would divide your writing into paragraph. I would spend more time working on your conclusion because it seems like you're not exactly doing a great job with the conclusion. But other than that, quite a good job. Thank you.